ಆಕಾಶವಾಣಿ ಮಂಗಳೂರು.
ಬಾನುಲಿ ಶಾಲೆ ಬಾನತರಂಗದ ಶಾಲೆ, ಕಲಿಕೆಯ ಶಾಲೆ ಜ್ಞಾನ ಗಂಗೆಯ ಶಾಲೆ.
ಬಾನುಲಿ ಶಾಲೆ SSLC ಪರೀಕ್ಷಾ ಸಿದ್ಧತಾ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ. ಇಂದಿನ ವಿಷಯ ಆಂಗ್ಲ ಮಾಧ್ಯಮ ಶಾಲೆಯ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಿಗಾಗಿ ಸಮಾಜ ವಿಜ್ಞಾನ ಪಾಠದ 4ನೇ ಭಾಗ. ಭಾಗವಹಿಸುವವರು ಸರಕಾರಿ ಪ್ರೌಢಶಾಲೆ ಬಡಗಯೆಕ್ಕಾರು ಇಲ್ಲಿನ ಸಮಾಜ ವಿಜ್ಞಾನ ಶಿಕ್ಷಕಿ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಚಿತ್ರಾಶ್ರೀ KS.
A warm welcome to all the listeners of this radio program. I'm Chitrashri KS of Government High School Badagayakkar, Mangaluru North Zone. I'm here with you to discuss the important topics for SSLC examination preparation with regard to social science. We are about to discuss the important topics of geography, sociology and business studies of Part 2 Social Science textbook today. India, Land Use and Agriculture is the 6th chapter of geography with which we shall start our discussion today. Factors affecting the utilization of land, types of land use, importance of agriculture are the important topics which could be learnt here. As the learners have learnt the similar answers with regard to Karnataka in 9th standard, they can easily learn these answers. Types of farming is another important question. How does agriculture nurtures many industries is an important topic. Crops grown in commercial farming and plantation farming must be learnt. Meaning of each type of farming is important. Under crop pattern, factors influencing cropping pattern is an important topic. Crop seasons like Kharif, Rabi and summer crops or Zaid crops are also important. Each of these to be remembered with their meaning and important crops. Under major food crops, each type of food crops, commercial crops, fiber crops and beverage crops have been explained. Thus, it is important to learn about geographical features which are needed to grow each type of the crop. It is better to make a list of all the crops in front of which you can fill up the informations like geographical features which are needed to grow that crop and which are the important crops grown during which season. Role of horticulture in achieving golden revolution is also important. Different flowers grown for commercial purpose and list of the states that excel in floriculture is also noteworthy question. India, Mineral and Power Resources is the 7th chapter in which important questions could appear about mineral and power resources of India. List of important mineral resources which are available in India must be known to students. Deposits of iron ore in India could be asked. If it is asked, students must learn at least 6 points where the deposits of iron ore are available. Uses of manganese could be asked. Types of manganese ore could be asked for 2 marks. Why aluminium is called as the wonder metal of the 20th century is another important question. Distribution of bauxite in India could be asked. Uses of mica could also be asked as why mica is the most important non-ferrous mineral could be asked. Another name of mica is Kage Bangara, which should be known to students because it could be asked for 1 mark or MCQ question. Types of mica must be learnt by the students like black, white, brown, etc. with their specific names. Export of mica has reduced. Why is another important question under mica. Gold mines. Under gold mines, largest producing gold mine must be known to students, as they had already learnt about the topic in ninth. It is very important to note it. Power resources is the next important topic, in which importances of coal and petroleum must be concentrated upon. Coal is called black diamond. Why? Is an important question. And petroleum is called liquid gold. Why? Are the important topics to be remembered here. List of atomic minerals is important. Non-conventional energy sources are also important. Solar energy uses must be discussed here. States producing wind power must be learnt. Need for non-conventional energy sources is an important topic here. And why non-conventional energy sources are very important these days to be known to the students. Maps must be studied under this chapter regarding all mineral and power resource deposits. This would help them to answer map related questions in the examination. Next chapter on geography is transport and communication. Importance of road transport could be asked, or roads are essential for India's development. Explain is an understanding question from here. List out differences between golden quadrilateral and corridor roads could also be asked. And students must know about both golden quadrilateral and corridor roads. They could also be asked for 2 marks separately. What are the problems of road transport is another important question which could easily be answered by students. List out the major ports of India, as eastern ports and western ports is very important, and it would be helpful if the students learn the ports with the help of the map, so they can answer both the written question and map question easily. It is very important to note that each port has its own explanation, and some ports are special, like Kolkata is called as the tea port. In the same way, other important ports must be known to the students. For example, most important port of Karnataka, that is New Mangaluru port. Oldest port of India, that is Mumbai. Newly developed port on Bay of Bengal, that is Haldia. These are the important things to note. List out the major airports of India is another important question to be studied, because this year we observed that there are 12 airports which are listed together, and while you learn this, you should also learn the specific name for the international airport given in the list. For an example, Bangaluru International Airport is known as Kempegowda International Airport. Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose Airport is in Kolkata. Map questions could be asked about the ports, airports, and important places on road transport map. So studying all the maps in this lesson could bring you 1 or 2 marks in the map questions. List out the traditional and modern communication mediums is another important question which could easily be answered by students. And types of communication, or list out the types of communication, is another important question. Explain the importance of communication is a noteworthy question here. Importance of GIS could be asked. In the same way, importance of GPS or uses of remote sensing technology, as these are the very important things these days. Students must know about them. As they use GPS, they could easily answer. The next chapter of geography is India, major industries. The 9th chapter on geography is India, major industries. In this chapter, we are going to study about the industries of India, under which the first major question would appear from industrial regions of India. Learners must know to list out the industrial regions of India, as there are 8 in number. And the next important question appears from the factors that decide the localization of industries, or factors influencing localization of industries. Question could also be asked about the iron and steel industries, like list out the important iron and steel industries of India. Iron and steel industry is called as the primary industry. Justify. The next question could appear from cotton textile industry, like which is the Manchester of India, or why Mumbai of Maharashtra is called the Manchester of India. There are many other industries like paper industry, aluminium industry, sugar industry. They could also be asked where they were established, and for paper industry they could also ask what are the raw materials used, and the distribution of these industries must be learnt. Questions may appear about knowledge based industry and information technology or IT and biotechnology or BT. So students must concentrate on both the topics, both information technology and biotechnology. And we must also remember that Bangaluru is the center of information technology and it is called as Silicon Valley of India. Under biotechnology, what are the important achievements of biotechnology is another important question. There could be a question about sugar industry, like Indians have been ahead in sugar manufacturing since ancient times. Clarify and list out the importance of biotechnology is another important question. Questions may appear about advanced technology, as we have a topic related to ISRO this year. ISRO, or Indian Space Research Organization, has achieved a lot, and so outstanding achievements of ISRO could be asked for 2 or 3 mark questions. Next chapter is about India, natural disasters. Under this chapter, there are many natural disasters like cyclones, coastal erosion, landslides, cloudburst, etc., about which questions may appear regarding each of it, as the causes behind them, the effects, and also the remedial measures. So students must understand each concept. For example, cyclones, the meaning of cyclones to be known, causes for cyclones to be understood, and effects of cyclones must be listed out. Also, the preventive measures in the cyclone prone areas must be known to the students. If it is about floods, then they should also know the meaning of flood, causes, and which are the most important flood prone areas of India. Effects of floods and flood control measures must be known. For those who find it very difficult, they should make common points which could suit the effects, remedies that could help them in answering the questions easily. And under earthquake, preventive measures could be asked, because we cannot predict earthquakes earlier, and questions may appear about measures to be taken in case of natural disasters. Under sociology, in part 2 social science, we have the chapter called collective behavior and protests, under which we are going to learn about mobs, riots, and different movements which have shaped our society. So, questions may appear about the mobs, meaning and characteristics of mobs, riots, meaning and symptoms, riots, meaning and characteristics of riots, and questions may appear about the environmental movements. They may ask the meaning of environmental movement, and questions may appear about important environmental movements like Chipko movement, Apiko movement, Narmada movement, Silent Valley movement, movement against MRPL, agitation against Kaiga, women's movement, etc. So, under women's movement, we have alcohol prohibition movement, and women's self-help group. Women's self-help group could be asked for a 3-mark question and points to be picked from here. We have farmers movement, labor movement, and anti-untouchability movement, which could also be important and asked. Under farmers movement, questions may appear about D. Devaraj Aras and the measures taken by him to improve the status of farmers. Questions may also appear about the measures taken under the leadership of Professor M.D. Nanjundaswamy to uplift the life of farmers. Next chapter on sociology is about social challenges, under which we are going to study about the problems of child labor, its meaning, effects, and constitutional provisions. So the questions could be asked about the meaning of child labor, the causes for it, and the ill effects of child labor. So students must learn at least 6 points each for each of these questions. Remedial measures to control the child labor problem could also be asked, and constitutional provisions to control child labor could be asked. That should be concentrated. This chapter has details about POCSO Act, or Protection of Children from Sexual Offence Act, which could be concentrated for 2 or 3 mark questions. Next topic, which is very important here, is child marriage. The meaning of child marriage, reasons for it, effects of child marriage, and how to prevent child marriage could be concentrated here. Attention must also be paid for Child Marriage Prohibition Act of 2006. And the next important topic here is harassment of women, which has a major problem which is affecting the society very largely, dowry. So, regarding dowry, ill effects of dowry could be asked, and measures to eradicate dowry system under the constitution, like Prohibition of Dowry Act 1961, could be asked for explanation. Female feticide and female infanticide is another important topic here, under which female feticide could be asked as causes for female feticide and results of it, and also the constitutional measures to control it could be asked. Female infanticide is another problem which could be asked for 1 mark for meaning of female infanticide. Let us discuss about the business studies, under which we have a lesson about entrepreneurship. In this lesson, meaning of entrepreneur could be asked, and characteristics of an entrepreneur could also be asked for 3 mark question. Functions of entrepreneur is another important question here. Role and importance of entrepreneur in a country's development could be asked for 3 marks. Next important question is importance of entrepreneurs, and self-employment opportunities for entrepreneurship is another important question for 3 marks. It could also be asked for 4 marks as it has 10 points. Question may appear about the important financial institutions that help the self-employment. The promotional organizations from the central and state governments could also be asked. District industrial centers could be asked for 3 marks. So, the role of district industrial centers is also very important. The last chapter which we are going to discuss today is consumer education and protection. This chapter discusses about the meaning of consumer, the meaning of provider. Those should be known to students. This lesson discusses about the reasons for consumer exploitation, which should be known to the students, which may appear for 3 mark question. Then Consumers Day or World Consumers Day is another important thing here, which was started on March 15, 1962 by American President John F. Kennedy. So, the rights which are announced on that day and the importance of that day must be known to the students. Consumer Protection Act in India, which is very important to us, which could be asked for 3 mark questions. must be concentrated. Consumer Protection Act of 1986 has many objectives. So 6 objectives have been listed in the text, must be known to the students. The next important thing is Consumer Protection Act has given us many rights. These are called as consumer rights, which must be known to us. So this could be asked for a 3-mark question. Consumer disputes and redressal agencies have been listed in the lesson, like District Commission, the State Commission, the National Commission, which address the consumer grievances in each level. So, the District Commission addresses the cases where the value of goods and services is less than 1 crore. The State Commission addresses the grievances where the complaints have the value of more than 1 crore and less than 10 crores. The National Commission concentrates on the claims which shall exceed the amount of 10 crores. So this should be known to all the learners. The methods which should be followed to file a case in a consumer court is very important to all of us. It should be known from the examination point of view, as it has more than 6 points. It could be asked for 3-mark question. These are the important topics which the learners must concentrate to get good marks in the examination. Wish you all the best. Thank you.
ಬಾನುಲಿ ಶಾಲೆ ಬಾನತರಂಗದ ಶಾಲೆ ಕಲಿಕೆಯ ಶಾಲೆ ಜ್ಞಾನ ಗಂಗೆಯ ಶಾಲೆ.
ಇದುವರೆಗೆ ಬಾನುಲಿ ಶಾಲೆ ಎಸ್ಎಸ್ಎಲ್ಸಿ ಪರೀಕ್ಷಾ ಸಿದ್ಧತೆ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಆಂಗ್ಲ ಮಾಧ್ಯಮ ಶಾಲೆಯ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಿಗಾಗಿ ಸಮಾಜ ವಿಜ್ಞಾನ ಪಾಠದ 4ನೇ ಭಾಗ ಕೇಳಿದಿರಿ. ಭಾಗವಹಿಸಿದ್ದವರು ಸರಕಾರಿ ಪ್ರೌಢಶಾಲೆ ಬಡಗಯಕ್ಕಾರು ಇಲ್ಲಿನ ಸಮಾಜ ವಿಜ್ಞಾನ ಶಿಕ್ಷಕಿ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಚಿತ್ರಾಶ್ರೀ ಕೆಎಸ್.
ತಿಳಿಯೋಣ ಬನ್ನಿ ಗೆಳೆಯರೇ, ತಿಳಿಯೋಣ ಬನ್ನಿ.